How many bullets do you think it's going to take to kill me?
4.
Okay, go ahead. You actually double tap one, which is a really, really bad habit, and you need to have the cross. You need to actually get to work on, the trigger as far as to get each individual bullet out of it. And I'll show you how to do that later. It's a huge deal. With the Colt, if it takes 5 bullets to kill somebody within the body, well, you need to understand, I want you to spray without adjusting recoil against the wall right now. Just let it go. Okay, now what I can tell you is that there's maybe 10, maybe 12 patterns, and I'll explain them. They go up, to the left, to the right. The most simple start as up and to the right, up and to the left, and they hold for like all 25 bullets. And then they go up, to the right, to the left, to the right. Sometimes they just go up and back. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like 12 patterns. Some they just go up and to the right, and then some go up to the right, to the left. Some go up to the right, to the left, then back to the right. Some do up to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get. I don't think it gets any more detailed than they go back twice. Do you understand? Like it's just a simple pattern in mathematics that they put in the game. It's nothing crazy. It's not random. When they happen, it's random, but the patterns are not random. It's just a certain amount of patterns that they have. And if you look at it, but the one thing that is consistent in all of the patterns is the amount of bullets that go straight up. Can you count them? 1, 4, 5. Do you see it? Look at your pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, see that pattern I was talking about? Up and to the right? Okay? Now, with a medium crosshair, it's going to be able to see it, but the majority of it, what you can see is this. Look at this. Even though this is the ugliest pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do you see how even though all 5 bullets, they're still in a line? All 5 bullets of every pattern, some are nicer, some are a little uglier, but they're all in a line. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so what does that mean to you then? If 5 bullets go straight up and it takes 5 bullets to kill somebody, see where I'm going?
Then you want to keep your bursts and your sprays at 5 bullets?
Pretty much. Like you would want to keep in, like you know, 2 people do like 2-tap bursts and 3-tap bursts and stuff, and I'm saying to you, what's the point of a 2-tap burst if it takes 5 to kill them, not counting headshots? You know what I'm saying? And you wanted to burst at somebody, it should probably be a 5-bullet burst, really no more, no less, because it's all it takes to kill somebody. And if you put it at their neck and aim straight down and pull down, let me explain something to you. Let me say, imagine your finger is like an angry tarantula or something. I want you to smack your mouse. I want you to pick your finger up high and then smack it once. And just so you don't do the double tap thing, just like, see what I'm saying? Just do that. Smack it so that you make sure you don't hit extra bullets. Stop. Only hit 4. Now, do you remember what I told you about how you messed up when you tried to shoot me at long A? You tapped me twice because you pushed the button and 2 bullets came out. Do you remember? You actually double tap.
Yeah.
It's a terrible habit, and you need to make sure that your finger, each spasm of your finger is exactly 1 bullet, no more, no less. Because that bullet, in theory, is going to go like this. Like, look, that's an exaggeration, but that's how bad it is. That, that second bullet flies off, and it hurts your pattern of everything. So let me show you about tapping. The way I believe it is to ever make Counter-Strike together, they were like, well, let's make some recoil in the game. Let's add percentages out of every bullet, so every time that the guy shoots 1 bullet, the second bullet has a more percentage of a recoil on it. And then once it gets crazy, after like the 5 bullets, even after the 4th bullet, it starts going drastic. So let's just say hypothetically that it was like this. It was like 4 bullets, and if you time them correctly, there's like no recoil on them, okay? Which means there's 2% recoil, which means you have to, that recoil, imagine, every time you shoot your gun, it goes up and down, right? Well, that 2% recoil is jumping like 2% from your original spot. Do you understand? So you don't have to wait at all to basically wait for it to go down. So you can shoot 4 consecutive bullets tapping with absolutely no recoil whatsoever, because you know by the time you take this bullet to shoot and then the next one, the recoil's gone. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there is a
Yeah.
recoil on it, which is why when you just hold it down, look, when you hold it down, okay, look at those, look, there was recoil between the first and second bullet, but when I tap it like this, there's no recoil on these, barely at all, nothing, because you know what I mean, the time. What I've understood it to be is that if it takes 5 bullets to kill somebody, obviously they knew this going in. And if they knew this going in, they started the recoil, I believe they started the recoil the bullet before the killing bullet. So I could go like this, tap, 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 and the 5th bullet should be much more heavier percentage of a recoil than the 4th, because then people would just run around tapping everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? But they don't. It's a bitch to do that. So let me think how to say this. To shoot somebody, let me think. Let me. Okay, now look. It was like bam, 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 and look where this 5th bullet went. You see that? All these bullets went in a circle. That's where you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Now, it's not always that bad, but I'm telling you, the recoil gets pretty nasty on that 5th bullet. So put it this way, I can shoot 4 bullets fast as hell out of my gun. Bam, 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 bam. Fast. But that 5th bullet, I have to pause a little bit on. And then that pause, hypothetically, you could be tapping me, and then I get angry and I turn around and I kill you. So you have to ask yourself, well, first, let's put a pause on that, and let's talk about this. When you shoot somebody, when you want to find out any secrets, do you have voice loop back on, by the way?
Yeah.
Do you remember what I told you, and see if you can repeat it back to me, about the secrets, like how do you find the secrets in Counter-Strike? They lie in, do you remember what I say?
No.
The other person's perspective?
Oh, right.
Okay, so it's very important to understand. So the other person's perspective. So when you wanna talk about your rifles, okay, what's better? 2-tap burst, strafing, spraying, blah blah blah. What's the best thing to do to somebody? What would they, and in question, what would I not want to have happen to me? Well, when you shoot me 1 bullet at a time, 4 bursts right now, bam, 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 in the body. When you do that, I get stunned. Do you understand that? What I would want is I want a chance to fight back. And the faster you kill me, the cleaner you kill me with the least amount of bullets, the more you stun me, the worse it is to me. Because if you're spraying at me, I can whip around and just take you down. But if you're tapping me, it's a bitch. Secondly, if you're tapping is faster than spraying sometimes, especially at long distances, especially long distances cold, because you're gonna have to spray at them. And if you're spraying, how many bullets do you normally have to spray? Like 15 or 20? Do you see what I'm saying? That if it takes 5 to kill somebody and you're spraying 15 or 20, that means that 1 out of every 3 bullets are hitting. So what's more dangerous? Every consecutive bullet hitting him? What's faster? Every consecutive bullet hitting him, or you hitting him 1 out of every 3 bullets? That's like you shooting like this. Like basically that fast. You know what I'm saying? Because of the spray at the long distance. So, and so you want to basically, from the other perspective, you want to kill him. I would not want to get killed as fast as possible. I would not want to get stunned. And when I'm stunned, I can't shoot back that well. So that's the best of all of it. So basically, you should, at long distances, you should always tap. Or if you're not going to tap, for example, do a good solid burst and then tap them. Okay? Because you realize that if you can control your recoil, you spamming 5 bullets accurately is better than tapping 4 bullets. Do you understand? Because the fastest you can get them out of your gun with some kind of control. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I'm going to see somebody and I'm going to want to shoot at them, if I shoot 5 bullets and I tap and I burst it and it's a good burst and I control it well, it's fast. It's fast as can be. But anything past 5, you saw how ugly it gets, right? Especially at medium to long distances. So you want to make sure that you can just spray some people. Like your general consensus, medium to long range should be throwing some bullets at them with accurate spray and then tapping them to death. And let me tell you, so I told you that after the fourth bullet it starts to recoil pretty bad, so you can tap 4 bullets. So what I've had to think about it is I was like, if I can only tap 4 bullets at somebody at long range, hypothetically, I'll give you an example. Go on catwalk. Okay, if you're here, okay, now if you're there, I could burst you with probably a nice 5-bullet burst. I wouldn't want to spam at this distance. And if I tapped you, I could only hit you with 4 bullets before the 5th was inaccurate. Now tapping, then let me just say something. It takes 2 bullets to kill somebody in the head with a Colt unsilenced. So tapping at the face is amazing at long range. If you have accuracy and you can shoot for the face, tap. And it won't take 4 bullets, it'll take 2. You see what I mean? So, when you, let me say that the finer you get at tapping, the more accurate you'll be, more patient you'll be with your shots too. So what I want to say, at this distance, you could spam, a 5-bullet burst. Sometimes you can't, you don't have really the time to do that. So let's just say hypothetical situation, that I ran down and I took long A, and you're a terrorist and you knew I took long A and you ran up to catwalk because you knew I was probably at long A. And let's say I rotated back and I would run a little bit out. Yeah, right, like right there. And I got scared and I was like, oh shit, there he is. Oh no. As soon as I saw you, I would be like, I would probably be scared, and most players would just spam bullets at you. Now the conscientious decision I would have to make is, I got 2 choices. This is a long distance fight. I'm either gonna, aim for the face and headshot him, but sometimes if I'm surprised, I'm just gonna chuck some bullets at him. So if I try to do a 5-bullet burst before I really see him, before I'm fully accurately on him, it's probably gonna be kind of ugly. But what if I just, I'll give you an example. Sometimes, what if I got scared by you and I just chucked some bullets at you? I mean, just literally just pushed the button and threw any bullets I could at you. And then as soon as I settled myself, like a half a second later, I'd tap you to death. And that makes sense. That's just what I've come up with, because if I can only tap 4 bullets at long range with accuracy, that means I will have to have hit him with a few bullets prior, like 1 bullet prior. Do you understand? So it's kind of like where I'm just like, oh no, like whoa, and then, then I can tap you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So as long as my point is, maybe you can come up with something more creative or better than what I have, but I'm just letting you know the kind of like the information that I've gathered to make an educated decision on what I need to do every time I see somebody. And then, does that make sense? Do you have any? Can you add to this or ask questions about it?
It would also make sense to say that throwing bullets at them can also help, because when you hit them, it slows them down. They're going to stop, so it's going to make it an easier target for you to tap, right?
Yeah, for sure. I can tell you that from experience. That's something also. Now let me tell you about the recoil, about the gun. We told you to put a medium crosshair on there, right?
Yep.
Okay, well if you put a medium crosshair on there, do you realize why it's better now? Because you can see the controlling of the spam and how it goes to its different patterns, and how you really don't need the minute crosshair for accuracy, because you can tap, does it all start to come in to make sense for your Colts and AKs and stuff? Yes?
Mm-hmm.